Hey guys, I recently purchased these two weight benches to do a comparison video for you. If you're on the market for a weight bench, I'm going to show you the advantages, disadvantages, and differences of each. So let's just dive right in. The HEROGIFT brand here is the more budget friendly, the smaller option, the more simple. The OPPSDECOR here has a lot more bells and whistles. It's a little bit bigger. So let's just start with the basics. Size. So I'm 5'10". Let me just show you how I fit on this one. That is plenty long for me. I will say I feel a little bit unstable with the width. I like to put up some big weights, some big dumbbells and things, and you want as much stability as possible so you're not dropping and feeling like that, any amount of shaky. Not a deal breaker, but that does feel a little bit thin. If you're on the taller side, this does extend on the back here. You can just pull these pins and the headrest can go out, about 4 inches. All right, let's give this one a shot. And that feels much more, I wouldn't say much more stable, but a little bit more stable. Lengthwise, it's maybe similar, but I think there's a little more width through the middle there. But I would say I still feel like I'm falling off it just a bit, but not anything to call home about. I love a bench that is really easy to switch positions in, and this is the case with the HEROGIFT. You just pull the pin right here, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for incline bench, and then you can of course end up with a straight bench here, and that feels really good. This does have a slight decline setting too, so if you go backwards, so that is perfectly flat. There's one kind of defined decline position there. And then you could go all the way down if you wanted. I will say with this model, it is way easier to switch positions because it's just a bar like this. So you don't have to pull a pin. You just pull this up and it just rests on those different positions. And it does have a slight decline, and you can go all the way down just like the other one. But from a standard flat angle here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you've got a few more options on how many angles on that incline bench that you can do. And that does feel really good as well. Big difference here on these little foam rollers. This is static, it's locked in there and welded in there. So all this is for some stability when you're doing workouts, or you could do sit-ups assisted. So that is the only use case for those. If I go over here, I can also use that for the same thing. If these pins are locked in there, I can use that for a sit-up. And the big difference is I've got these under my knees, and that makes that experience a lot more comfortable and a lot more stable. But then the big advantage is if I pull a pin, I can do leg extensions. And this comes with this tube here, so you can do bigger plates or you could take it off and do smaller plates. But that would fit plenty of weight for you to get a really good workout in your quads here. And if you didn't want this in the way at all, you can just pull the pins and that piece can just come off. And then the other advantage of this model is it does have the preacher curl. And this can raise and lower. So that's the lowest setting. So you can sit here and do stabilized bicep curls. And if you pull this pin, you can change the angle. So I personally don't like it too steep. I would probably prefer like this one here. And you just have to put the pin in to stabilize it. So that's more my style. That's a more comfortable angle. And then if you don't want this on at all, you just rather not use the preacher curl, you can just pull it out. And it's so easy to put on and off. So although this does have more bells and whistles, you don't have to get overwhelmed and include everything. It's super convenient to just take stuff off. Okay, so one of the things I really care about is storage and just how they fold up. Both of them do a pretty good job there. There's just a pin right here, and then that will fold up, and then you can push that down, this down, and that took me just a few seconds. And this is really lightweight. Like if you're a small person and you want to haul this around the house or move it, that's going to be no problem whatsoever. And then what's cool is it's so easy to just fold right back up. And you don't even have to put the pin back in necessarily. I like to have it in there, but that is totally optional. And then you can get this back to a good state there. This one's pretty easy too. You just have to pull that pin in the middle, get that folded down. It folds up. Just gotta, let's see. There's another pin here. Then there's a third pin down here you'll pull. And then that just folds in. And just like that, again, a little heavier to carry around. And I think, yeah, it does have a little handle there. So that's nice. That one doesn't have a strap. This does. And it folds up pretty nice. I will say, like, the constant pulling of pins is kind of annoying for me. Not a deal breaker, but something that I think should be a little more convenient. So summary here, if you are a beginner or you're on a budget, don't want to spend as much money, or if you just want something smaller, if you're like just a smaller person, this is plenty good for you, this bench here. If you're more on the experienced side or want more versatility with your workouts, something a little bigger, I would go with this. Either way, like I could get a great workout on either bench. I do prefer this one because I like to have more versatility, more options. This one is just a little more convenient with the size, how it folds up, etc. But again, like just depends on what you need, but hopefully this video helps you just see everything in action and decide for yourself.